Hi everyone, my name is Eliza and this is Eliza's Bookshelf. Today I am doing something new. It is my very own TBR game. And so I've been back and forth since last year. I had like a big idea last year, but when it came down to it, it was so convoluted and confusing that I just scrapped that one. And so now I'm doing my friends themed TBR game, Bamboozled. I think I'm gonna call it BAMBOOKZLED.
Let's play Bamboozle!
We'll work on it. So if you guys don't know, Joey on season 8, he did audition for a game show called Bamboozled and it was very confusing. The rules were like, it didn't make sense, but they all got very competitive at the end, and Joey was, playing the host and trying to audition while Ross and Chandler helped them with it, and they got so competitive. They were like really trying to beat this game that made no sense.
Well, what's complicated? You spin the wheel of mayhem to go up the ladder of chance, you go past the mud hut, through the rainbow ring to get to the golden monkey, you yank his tail and boom, you're in Paradise Pond.
And so this is my TBR game, Bambookzled, which also probably doesn't make sense, but I'll try. So I got this game online and it is a multiplayer and the rules itself are very confusing. And so I turned that into a single player TBR game, so it might also be confusing. But basically, I choose any character I want. So I'm gonna start out with Phoebe and I'm gonna start down here, I suppose, wherever, right? And the goal is to get all the way up from down here to Paradise Pond, past the golden monkey into Paradise Pond. And to do that, I have to get like different cards and complete trivia and prompts and activities and things like that. The problem is somewhere along these cards, there is bamboozled cards. And if you get that, you have to start all the way down here. So if it's a good TBR month, I'll get like a few books. If it's really bad, I'll be like completing this ladder multiple times and getting a lot more books into my stack of TBR that month. And during the whole game, there's like these little points that I can accumulate too. It's like 100, 500, whatever, right? And based on how many points I score by the end of the game is like how much money I can spend on books the following month if I complete my TBR. Okay, so hopefully that is a little like simplified version. I start here and then I go on the ladder of chance and I pass the Razzle Dazzle, Wacky Wango, Rainbow Ring, Golden Monkey, and into the Paradise Pond to, get my TBR. Okay. Hopefully that made a little bit sense. I have my TBR stack here, like TBR prompts. So there are some reasons why I would need to go into this, TBR stack. And then you have the Razzle Dazzle cards, which is the starting one. I'll put that here. You have your Wicked Wango cards, which is the next section here. And then you have a Rainbow Ring cards. And then also the Golden Monkey. Golden Monkey is like really random. So let's get started. Okay, so first I have my like little notes here because I read the instructions and also that was very confusing. So I have my notes. Let's get started. So I got into Razzle, Streak, and Dazzle, and I don't think this really helps me much because it means go to the farthest spot you've been. So if you've been anywhere on the ladder and you get bamboozled down here, but you get that, you get to go to the farthest spot that you've been before. But since this is just starting out, that does not help me.
The wheel has not been my friend tonight, Joey.
So let's do this again. Friendly Dragon. I think that's a good one because I get 500 points and I move up 2 spaces. So let's see. 500 points. I'll put that on the edge here. So basically that's like $5 in my spending pot if I complete my TBR. And then I move up 2 spaces. So I take it up 1, 2. Okay. So I'm in the Razzle Dazzle zone. So let's see. Let me shuffle it, I think. I'm gonna shuffle. Okay, so let's see. Oh man, I totally forgot. I shuffled in the Best Game Ever card. So there's like Best Game Ever stack too. That's its own thing. Okay.
This game makes no sense.
So Razzle Dazzle, let's see. The Blitz list. So based on this, it's like a series of questions or just one question and then you have to list a lot of things. Based on the amount of things I can list under a minute is how many points I can get into my little spending pile. So I have my 1 minute marker here. I'll read the question and then start the timer. Okay, list places that are not in New York City the characters visited in Friends. I'll start. Rome, Vegas, Barbados, They went to some snowy place too, but I think that is just in New York. Where else did they go? I guess that's all I know. Do I even need a minute? I'm gonna give up there because I don't remember. So that is going to be 3 points. So that'll be $3 to add to my spending pot. Okay, so that is 1. So I'm still stuck in the razzle dazzle. So I need to get another card. Okay, so, oh my gosh. So this is a hold your breath prompt card. That means I have to hold my breath. Well, I'll read the prompt first, okay? And then I have to hold my breath and find a book that matches that little prompt. Okay, so book with title or author that starts with the first letter of your name. I'm nervous. Okay, so Eliza E. I'll find a book that starts with the letter E, like the title or the author. Okay.
This is ridiculous. He's not gonna hold his...
Okay, whew. I found a book and it is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. This one I have been hearing a lot of people say it's really good. I don't know too much about what it's about, but I think this woman named Emily Wilde is trying to study about the fairies and things like that, and she gets help from this guy. I don't know. I heard it's so cute, and I bought the UK edition because I think it is so much cuter. Yes, so that is book number 1 on my TBR. And so once I do that, I get to move forward 2 spots. 1, 2. So I'm in the Wacky Wango zone. So I get to pull out one of these cards, the yellow ones.
What does a Wicked Wango card do?
I should know that.
And these are more like trivia questions based type of things. Let's see. So first card is, I've been bamboozled. I've been bamboozled. So sad. And so I have to go back down to the start. See, this game can get a little bit too much in terms of TBR, so hopefully I can get through the ladder of chance a lot more quickly. Crosses my fingers. You're in the jungle, baby. Okay, so I get 300 points and I go to the 3rd spot on the ladder. Okay, so 300 points and then 3rd spot. Get into the jungle. So it's still the razzle dazzle, so I have to pull another red card. This, that, or none prompt card. So there's 3 things I can choose from. And based on like how difficult it is, I can move up further on the ladder, or I can, you know, get like less. Okay, so number 1, read a book outside of normal comfort zone genres, and I would get 500 points and go into the next block. Or I would pick a book that's next in the series and then get 200 points and move up 2 spaces, or spin the wheel. So third is spin the wheel. Okay, so I think I would decide book that is next in series. So I'll get 200 points. And then I will also move up 2 spaces here. Okay, so I am picking the next in the Prison Healer series. I don't have it here downstairs in this library, but it is upstairs. I am going to finally continue that series because I remember loving book number 1 and I do want to know what happens next. Okay, so now that I'm in Wacky Wango, let's see if this is a little bit nicer to me. Hungry Monkey. So this Wacky Wango and Rainbow Ring area, it's basically like trivia and activity type of things. So if I get it right or complete the activity, then I get to move up a spot. If I don't, then I have to pick a prompt card and get another book onto my TBR. So this is a question. Hungry Monkey.
That noise can only mean one thing.
Hungry monkey!
What is the name of the coffee house? Dang. You know when you know something's so easy, but when you get asked about it, then you don't know? Is it Pete? No. Perks? Central Perks? Central Perks? Coffee house? Yes! Central Perk! Okay. Phew! I get to move up without having to put another book on my TBR. So I am moving up into Rainbow Ring. So these are activity cards, okay? So this one is everything is like so topsy-turvy, so I have to read this thing upside down. I know these this game is just like so hilarious and random, but I have to read this little quote upside down. Once I do that, I get to move up into the Golden Monkey. So let's see. Fine, okay, all right. So Jane Eyre, first of all, you'd think she's a woman. She's not. She's a cyborg. Yeah, this book was light years ahead of its time. So that's a quote by Phoebe. So yes, I complete that and I get to go into the Golden Monkey. So the Golden Monkey is really random. To pass the Golden Monkey and to go into the Paradise Pond and to end my TBR, I have to pull on Marcel's tail, the golden monkey. So it's very random, I know, but that's this game and that's why I love it. So I have 3 ways to yank the monkey's tail. I can yank it softly, I can yank it just a bit, or I can yank it hard. And based on what I decide, then it'll tell me if I can cross the pond or not. So let's see, let's shuffle this a little bit. So I hope I can cross the pond. Okay, so I am going to yank the monkey's tail hard. So let's see what that says. The monkey loves your yank and allows you to pass. I feel so lucky. So this TBR is actually not too bad. I get to pass into the Paradise Pond and I win. So that completes my TBR and I only got 2 books, which is very manageable. I was a little bit scared because I have test run this game before and I ended up with like 10 books or something because I kept getting bamboozled. But anyways, I think I only got bamboozled once this time and I crossed the ladder of chance pretty quickly. So I got 2 books and let's see how much money I can spend on books if I complete this TBR. I got $1 and I got a $10 and I got, did I do that wrong? I don't know, whatever. I'll just see what's in here. Okay, so I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I got 22 bucks to spend on books if I complete my TBR. So my TBR is pretty manageable. I got Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, which I am really excited about because I heard people love it. It's like really light and fluffy and super cute. And then I have The Gilded Cage, which is number 2. I went upstairs and got the book after my battery ran out. But anyways, it is number 2 in the Prison Healer series. It's a trilogy and I love the first one so much. It ended in like a super cliffhanger with 2 crazy twists. I literally jumped out of my seat and was like, oh my gosh, what's happening? So that was book number 1, but if you can believe it, I didn't even pick up number 2 or 3 yet, so I am excited to continue the series. The prompts that I had were like a book starting with the letter of your first name, and that was actually super hard. Good thing I had this like sitting on my shelf over there. Yeah, I don't know why I can't find any books with the letter E. Or maybe I was just freaking out because I was holding my breath. But anyways, and then this prompt is the book that is next in a series. So yes. Oh my gosh. Only 2 books on my TBR this month. That leaves a lot of room for mood reading and I need that because I'm a big mood reader. But yes. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this new TBR game of mine. I think I had a lot of fun and it's nice picking up little prompts here and there. Hopefully I'll continue it. It took a long time to set this up because initially I had it on the floor here and like filming from overhead so you guys can see, but it like did not work out because my iPhone did not want to film. But yeah, I think this is a nice setup. Hopefully you guys were able to see some details here. There's like the wheel. I don't know, maybe I can show you a little bit closer, but this is the Wheel of Mayhem here. And this is the Ladder of Chance all the way up to like the Paradise Pond and stuff like that. So that was so fun to do. It just takes a little while to set up, but yes. Thank you so much for joining again. I will see you next time. Bye.